Now in Texas, this is no shock here, 2 African-American football players were kicked off the team at a private school during the game for protesting during the national anthem. Cousins Cedric, Ingram-Louis, and Larry McCullough kneeled during the anthem before their game on Friday night to protest racial injustice. Despite warnings from their coach, they were kicked off on the spot.
Me and Cedric have people in our family who have served and who are serving now, and we talked about it with them and they were okay with it. Like they don't see anything wrong with it because they know we're not disrespecting them or what they're fighting for us.
The coach, a Marine Corps veteran, said he warned the 2 young men not to do it.
Guys, I said, you know, we will not kneel on the national anthem. If you do this, I said, your days playing for the Sharks are over.
Let's go to our panel. Malik Boyd, host of Heart of the City Radio and Philadelphia Republican Ward Leader, along Victoria Burt, political analyst and writer for NBC Black, Anthony Hales, President, Hales Government Solutions. Now, over the weekend, Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under the Law and the ACLU sent letters to a Louisiana school where the principal said any player protesting will be kicked off. They say that players, even at private schools, they have constitutional rights to do so. I would expect them to challenge this school and this coach in Texas.
And if they challenge it, they're going to win, and they're going to win easily. You can't force anybody to stand for the anthem. It's ridiculous. I mean, this is about people wanting to control certain constituencies that they've controlled for 400 years, and if you don't do what I tell you to do, then you're in trouble. I mean, it's outrageous. I mean, these are the same people who say that they believe in the Constitution and they believe in the flag. I mean, it's what the irony of all ironies that they're trying to make these kids do this. It's ridiculous.
So let's deal with the Constitution. West Virginia, their State Board of Education versus Barnett, 1943. We addressed this issue already. It's done. They have the right.
Well, yeah, they have the right, but again, obviously these folks don't care. I mean, let's also keep in mind the 15th Amendment gave us the right to actually vote, and for 90 years America didn't give a damn, and it took the passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965 to reaffirm what the Constitution had already made clear. So it's not like America really gives a damn about the right.
Well, you teach people how to treat you, and we have to be the ones that stand up and say, no, you're not telling me what to do. I don't have to stand for the anthem. The First Amendment is a very easy read. Go try it.
I think this is also where I would hope at that school, I would hope every other player would walk off that team and tell the coach, now what you gonna do?
That's what I was saying. I was thinking, like, if every black player left that team, how good would that team be?
No,
how many games did they win? These guys, they're playing with fire, and they are. To think that you have control, that you can tell your players because they're in high school, because they're young, you can't do this or you can't play for me. Well, fine. The parents, there's some school districts, especially school districts that have majority black areas, so welcome those players in. Say, hey, we'll take them.
Well, the NBA is trying to do with adults. You see Silver put out the instruction of, oh, everybody has to stand. Oh, really? I mean, I love it how these people who make all this money off these players think that they can tell these players what to do. Yes. These players should turn around and control these leagues because there's no reason. They don't need these people. They don't need the owners. They don't need Silver to make this money. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's completely crazy. Between this and the music industry, we should control it all.
How much money do you think Golden State made off of Steph Curry?
Right. How about that? That's right. That's right.
When you don't own.
Right.
Yes, that's the truth.
Absolutely.
This is the truth.
John, where's the book?
No,
that's right. When you don't own things, this is what happens. But to me, it's a lesson that I think it will, at some point, there's going to be a breaking point with this stuff. Because, of course, these are the issues that concern and impact the lives of young black males. And these are the people who effectively run these leagues, I mean, and make this money. The paradigm has always been ridiculous when you think about it.
So when that breaking point comes, it's how prepared we are with the next step.
Well, I'll tell you what, the next step, the breaking point could be everybody walking off the court and walking off the field. Because when these games end and the money stops, that's when it gets real.
And Nolan Richardson always said the same thing about the NCAA. He said, if you want to see something happen, he said, wait until you have a national title game. There you go. And every single player, every single black player walks off that court and says, ain't gonna be a title game until y'all address how we gonna get paid.
Right.
He said all of us, he said, if the bottom line is, he said, that's how you change it. But what happens is you have this mentality of we gotta fall in line.
Yes.
You gotta fall in line because, and here's the other piece. The economic threat is always there. If you read Harry Belafonte's memoir, this is what Harry Belafonte said. Harry Belafonte said that he saw what happened to Paul Robeson. America has always understood money. I keep telling people this. There's only one federal agency that shares along with the White House, Department of Treasury. If you want to understand America, it's power and money. White House is power, Treasury is money. Power, money, money, power. And what Harry Belafonte saw was that the way they broke Paul Robeson was that America took his passport. So America said, you're not going to make any money in the United States, so we're going to take your passport. And so he was making hundreds of thousands of dollars performing across the world. And he died nearly destitute because they took his passport. And Harry Belafonte said he always saw that. And what he did was he protected his money and saved his money and invested his money. He said, because I was not going to allow them to do to me what they did to Paul Robeson. He said, because I saw how Paul Robeson was destitute. What these players have to understand is that this is also why you take care of your money. Because one day when you got to take a stand, all of a sudden you're in this whole different position because that's what they've always used against the players. One of the reasons the NFL has one of the weakest unions is because they have broken the backs of the players when it came to collective bargaining, because the players, many of them were over leveraged and they could not go without those game checks. And that's why, and I know for a fact, the NFL Players Association, they have been warning their players now for 18 months, save your money, because when we come up for a contract negotiation, we are going to have to fight hard. And that's why baseball is the strongest union, because they have held strong. Or the NFL basketball players are the second strongest union because they have held strong, because they understood it was about the money.
Look,
final comment.
In a capitalistic society, the only powerful tool that you have is money. Economics. That's it. Everything else is null and void.
That's America, and that's why it's one thing. I'll just leave y'all this is real quick. I was when I was at CNN. Let's just say I was getting into it with a white male executive producer who was quite paternalistic with me in our conversation. And I said, bro, let me help you out with something.
Gave him some receipts.
I said, first of all, I have 5 revenue streams. I said, you're number 3. You're not number 1 or 2. I said, second, and I need you to understand this here, I said, I owe nothing on my car. I owe nothing on my house. I said, I owe nobody. I said, so if I lose this, I still eat and I'm still good. I said, so I just want you to understand, you don't control my mouth because you don't control my money. And he sat back and I said, I just want you to understand, I'm a free black man. That sort of changed his view of that conversation.
Weekdays on TV One.
I will never lie to you.
Oh my God.
Roland Martin.
He doesn't want to talk to us. He wants to ignore us.
Uncensored.
Hell no.
That ain't gonna cut it, boo.
Unapologetic.
No, that is fundamentally false. You are wrong.
Unfiltered.
He wants an America where we all look alike. He ain't talking about black people.
Unrelenting.
You better go work out, because you got a fight on your hands.
NewsOne Now with Roland Martin. Weekdays at 7 a.m. on TV One.